Hey guys, I'm Davey Wavey, creator of the gay erotic website Himeros.tv. And today I am joined by sex coach Finn Deerhart, and we're talking about circle jerks because it's the circle jerk of life and it moves the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Have you seen The Lion King?
The Disney movie, the original?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen isn't there a new one?
It's coming out. It's coming out. Yeah. And they may use me to cover the circle of life, to do the circle jerk of life.
That'd be awesome. Lions are sexy. I think lions are sexy.
You're too much. It's too early for this.
Too early in the evening.
When I break into spontaneous song every day, I feel like I'm like one small step closer to becoming Richard Simmons.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I keep having this like remembrance of you singing My Milkshake when we were in Palm Springs. I sing it like multiple times a week now.
All right, let's get started. Himeros Live is sponsored by Himeros.tv. Today, you are invited to make 2019 the year of great sex. Our 1-year membership is discounted to just $99, which is a 45% discount and just $8.25 per month. So please join us at himeros.tv/pleasure for the special offer. Just click the Join Now tab and you'll get instant access to our full library of explicit videos to inspire the best gay sex of your life. It's the lowest price we've ever offered. So join now and make great sex your New Year's resolution. Join the revolution at himeros.tv/pleasure. Himeros.tv. It's like porn, but better.
Oh, I know. You've been watching.
By the way, speaking of yeah, the gay porn really comes through in this one.
Yeah.
It's the Great British Baking Show. By the way, speaking of Richard Simmons, did you know that I filmed a video with him several years ago?
No.
Did I ever tell you that? Yeah.
Was it pornographic?
It was not pornographic. I think he's never like, if he's gay, he's not openly so. I mean, I don't know if he's gay, but he certainly has never come out of the closet.
Right.
But we made a YouTube video where we did like, I think we made tank tops. That's what we did. And anytime I would say anything, because he wears these like bedazzled pink, purple tank tops. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I don't know about these particular ones. He's always worn bedazzled things.
Right. So in honor of that, we decided to make tank tops for my YouTube channel. And anytime I would mention any word that he could connect with the song, he would then like spontaneously break out into that song. I'd be like, "You want to put a diamond? Do you want to put a diamond on your shirt?" And he'd be like, "Shine bright like a diamond."
That's awesome.
He's not.
That's actually like a creative way to communicate, to be honest.
No, he was nuts. He was insane. Like he couldn't communicate without it. Like he couldn't have a conversation. And he poured paint on my face at one point. I was afraid for my life.
Wow. So did you fall into the song too? Like, did you like sing back? And
no, I was terrified. I was just trying to get through the segment. How was your holiday? Did you celebrate Christmas?
I did. It was really sweet. This is the first year that I didn't go back home and do the family thing. So I took a really long walk with my partner and it was really fun and explorative. And it was exactly what I needed. I actually have in my mind that I'm kind of like off work until like the 7th of January. And that's not quite true. But
wow, like a 2-week stretch.
Well, because I'm going on a little trip for my birthday too. And that's coming up. And yeah.
Where are you going for your birthday?
Mount Shasta.
Okay.
Yeah, up north.
I don't know where that is.
It's like this inactive volcano a few hours north in California. It's really beautiful, rustic little town. We're just going to stay in an Airbnb and hike and go to hot springs.
And have some hot gay sex.
Absolutely. I'm hoping for that anyway. I hope he's listening.
Are you bringing the puppy tails?
I hadn't even thought of that. I am bringing my actual literal pup though.
Wait, what?
My dog.
Oh, you're breaking. I thought you'd become like a handler.
Oh no. I mean, I'm testing those waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you.
You did help inspire that.
Yeah. I mean, it's my claim to fame. If there's one thing I'm proud of, one achievement, it's
It was like
connecting you with your pup
it
fetish.
was a latent curiosity in me before, and I was always really curious about it when I saw it. But I had like a little bit of like, I don't think I'd ever do that. But then after watching the video on here, something shifted, and I was like, I love this. I'm gonna do it.
It's too bad that Matt's not here because he gets really uncomfortable when we talk about the pup play stuff.
Well, that could suggest like a latent curiosity as well.
Oh yeah, he's totally into it secretly.
Mm.
I don't know that that's true. So I spent some time with my family. I'm not like a huge Christmas person in general. I feel like I'm more of a like the winter solstice person. Like like that to me, like I don't know, I get really affected by the seasons, and by like the days continually getting shorter and shorter. It's hard for me to keep my energy up and for me to like stay positive and happy. I kind of feel like my energy going inward and downward and like hibernating. But once the solstice happens and the days start to get longer, it's like I can feel it starting to come back. So
yeah.
celebrating light conquering darkness, I think feels more meaningful and relevant to me than some like baby that was allegedly born to some virgin.
Right.
Yeah.
It was not even his birthday.
What, December 25th is not his birthday?
I mean, that was like a decided birthday, but like just if historians say if this, were to be a real life scenario, which I don't think it is, real life, then it wouldn't have been that time of year that they would have been out, like the shepherds out tending sheep and things. That wasn't happening at that time of year.
And also, what do you think is more likely, that this young couple, like this virgin, like actually had sex with her significant other, like he fucked her and got her pregnant,
right?
And that's why she's having a kid, or is it more likely that she's giving birth to the Son of God through an immaculate conception?
Right. Like, that's what happens when we get like literal about mythology.
Yeah. I think if there's a second coming, it should happen to a gay couple. So like they can't get each other pregnant, but somehow there's, like I think the cisgender straight family thing is so 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I was a little kid, I would like to, in the town, the nativity scenes that we're setting up, take like little Jesus out of the basket and put like one of the donkeys in the basket or something. Like those nativity scenes that are set up.
And you make the donkeys hump each other? No,
just like take Jesus out of the basket and like put him on the ground and like put like one of the animals into the basket. Or just like stuff to like fuck with the nativity scenes.
You're so subversive.
The subversive in me honors the subversive in you.
Cool. So this week, these are my transitions.
Cool. I know, like, wow.
Cool. So thanks for honoring my subversiveness. No transition here, but this week we also released the Adam Ramsey documentary on YouTube. I forgot to send you the link ahead of time, but it's now, you haven't seen it, right?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see it.
It's online.
Yeah, girl, I know, but like,
I mean, there are multiple social media streams that I see posts that you make in, so I get notifications and things a lot. And when I saw that one pop up, I was intrigued because I really like those documentaries. So I watched it and I loved it.
Yeah. Well, so you guys will remember last week we chatted about the Max Adonis documentary, which now, by the way, has over 1 million views, which is crazy.
Nice.
Adam's came out this week, and I guess in a lot of ways it's more about his relationship with age and aging. There's a really sweet segment that features Norm, who's the 84-year-old porn star and minister that we worked with. Also, this is how I know that I'm starting to lose touch with reality, is that I can say a sentence like that. Oh, the 84-year-old porn star and minister that we worked with, and they'd be like, oh yeah, right. Like not skip a beat. I remember when we started like this work like over a year ago, or when I started this work over a year ago, I always thought that the tantric instructors that we worked with were like on another planet, but I've like clearly left orbit. I'm like on my way. I'm on my way.
We're like, come over to the dark side.
Yeah.
Leave normalcy behind.
So anyway, this video though, the Adam Ramsey documentary, it got age restricted, which is super annoying. Max's video did not, which is why it has so many views. Basically, once a video gets age restricted, it's like a nail in the coffin for it. It doesn't get propagated to your subscribers. It doesn't get featured in the algorithm. So I think it has like, why did it get age restricted?
Yeah, do you know?
Well, the short answer is because there was content in it that like enough people found offensive that they flagged the video, and I appealed it through my own means, and the appeal gets reviewed by people somewhere else in the world that might not have the same context of gay that we do, and they make a decision based on that. And so the age restriction stuck, even though there's no nudity in it.
Right.
I think maybe there's like one or two swear words, but if it was straight content, like it would not have been age restricted.
It's so frustrating what's going on in media right now around these things. I mean, all over the place, like Tumblr, Facebook. I have an event in January that I've been trying to advertise on Facebook, and I've advertised on there successfully in the past with the same event, and it was always fine. And now it's flagged, and I've had it appealed, and they declined my appeal. And I'm like, this is a workshop to help people. This is not like, I'm not advertising just, I don't know. It's
yeah.
And if they watch the content of this video that you're talking about, it was super insightful and authentic. And
I think it falls into the category, like sex education content is allowed on YouTube in a way that's unrestricted. And like, to me, I would have loved to, as a young kid, had a video like this to watch. So I appealed it to I have a partner that manages my channel at YouTube, and I appealed it to her, and she's passed it along. So, I mean, it may get lifted. If it does, it's still too late for it to really like impact my subscribers. So I guess the point is, if you guys want to see it, you're going to have to go to my YouTube channel to see it, because it's not going to be on your YouTube front page. But check it out, because it is good. It's definitely worth watching. Yeah. Yeah. And Adam is so sweet.
Yeah, and also what I loved about it was that he was so forthright, and he seems like he is in a process in himself, awareness. I think he's a little older, and just the questions that he was asking from the footage from Joshua Tree, revealing his assumptions and things very openly and honest, talking about where he was at in his process with self-reflection, just openly and like without any hint of embarrassment. It seemed like just to share where he's at, and I like that. It like legitimizes those thoughts in me and in other people.
Yeah, I think it's relatable, what he's struggling through, and you see him starting to enter like this process of coming to terms with his age and how his body's changing at 36, and then you see Norm at 84, kind of on the other side of that journey, and where he's at. I also think the first documentary with Max is very emotional, and people were like really surprised to see the humanity in a person who they, often objectify. And with Adam, I think it really challenges people's perceptions of what they expect a porn star to be, because he, he studies psychology. He's intelligent and informed and articulate and all these things that people might not necessarily associate with porn. Like, wow, like I left a comment on it, and I said, came for the beard, stayed for the brains.
Yeah. I remember you told me he'd studied psychology, and I think that's apparent in his demeanor and also the way that he approaches like the information. I loved when he was talking about how when people ask him like, oh, what's it like doing porn? And then he like starts to give an authentic answer to them, and then they might sometimes check out. And so he notices like, yeah, I'm not really being seen. He'll be like, oh yeah, it's great. And just give them kind of what they want. And
Right. When people say to him like, "Oh, isn't porn so hot?" They want him to be like, "Yeah, it's so fucking hot. I love it."
So fucking hot. I'm getting hard right now.
Right. And he's like, "Yeah, I've learned a lot about myself through porn." Like and they're like, "Huh? What?
What? I don't want to learn about this. No, bye.
I just want to jerk off." So anyway, if you want to see it, you'll need to seek it out on my YouTube channel. So check it out.
He is a handsome man. I've said that before, but I mean it.
Yeah. Does it make you tingle?
You had asked a while back, like, "Hey, who's your favorite porn star?" And I said, "I don't really have one." I think if I had to select one in this moment, I'd say him.
Yeah. My ex-boyfriend worked with us on that set, and he like couldn't even make eye contact with Adam. Like, if Adam like looked at him, he would just like turn red and he'd giggle and like look away and like put his head down because it was like too much pretty. The video is titled not a boy, not yet a daddy, something like that. Did you get that was a Britney Spears reference?
Yes. We were singing that and laughing about it together.
Oh, okay.
I still have that emblazoned in my mind hearing you sing that, actually.
Well, now you can replace it with the circle jerk of life.
Right, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about today's video. It is titled, "I'll Have Some More." It is a circle jerk that we filmed with Dalton Briggs, Diego Sands, and Logan Cross. The premise is that masturbation is the most common sexual activity in human history and that we all do it. And yet, for a lot of people, it can be isolating and it can make you feel alone. So the idea here is that is to do what I think a lot of cultures have done throughout history. And that is to make your circle jerk an event, make your masturbation an event and host a circle jerk. You can invite friends, throw a little circle jerk kiki. These guys in this video added in the element of jerking off into s'mores and then feeding it to each other, which was fun and festive. They did it in front of a roaring fireplace, which made the release of this video on Christmas Eve all the more spectacular. So Finn, like, it is, yeah, there's a lot going on there. And the fire, it was like super fun when we filmed it and we were up in the mountains of Big Bear. So other than the circle jerks, Finn, that we filmed, of which, and we can talk about this later, we were both at the one in Palm Springs. Have you ever been to a circle jerk in real life?
I have been to them in a spontaneous kind of way. I've never been to a curated, like invited type event like you described, at least not a circle jerk. Other events that were similar, but I used to, like, when I've mentioned this before, I've talked about on the podcast, the bathroom that I used to go to meet up with guys when I was in the closet. There was very often multiple men doing that in a circle, and so I'd join in with them in that space.
So wait,
they were
just like doing a circle jerk in the bathroom.
Yeah, I walked in on like 4 or 5 guys before.
Did like straight people ever walk in?
Well, this bathroom was notorious for this kind of activity, so it was like heavily trafficked with gay men and all different levels of their lives. But there was also a really long hallway to get to it and a double swinging door. So if anyone walked in the first door, you had time to like get in a stall and like it was just all the time. 24/7.
So every time someone walked in, you would stop the circle jerk and like run into the stalls?
A lot of time, but often it's at odd hours. Like nobody was coming in unless they were there for that. And there was like 6 different urinals that all had no partitions. And so guys would just like all of a sudden just turn around to a urinal, and it was like pretty clear when someone walked in what they were after, so you could tell.
Can you imagine some like professor that's just standing there late, like grading papers, and they're like all by themselves, and they're like, "Oh shit, I really need to take a piss." They walk down this long hallway. They go in, and like they hear like scurrying feet, and they get in there. And there's like 6 men peeing at the urinal. And they're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I can imagine it, and I've actually done that with professors. So yes.
What did you circle jerk them off?
Not my professors, but yes, there were like faculty people that were there frequently. Yeah,
they were in on it too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Have you ever been to you've never been to one of these types of places, have you? These bathrooms?
No, and I think their like existence is kind of like, I think they're vanishing. Like I think they're disappearing. They're going the way of the dinosaurs, girl. Because instead of a giant meteor hitting the planet, we had Grindr. With the internet.
I think they're still around though. There's some, and I haven't been in this one in a long time. I don't even live in that state anymore, but I would bet everything that if I went there today, it would still be the same.
Wow. Maybe we should take a field trip.
We
could do an episode of Himeros live from the bathroom.
It's an ethnographic study for me.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm curious.
To answer your question, we'd walk in, and often it was like, there would be sometimes like stretches of 20 or 30 minutes where nobody would even come into the bathroom. So it was not uncommon to be able to have an experience just like that, and then just to be able to get off and leave. Yeah,
I'm more interested, I think, in like a curated circle jerk, which is what we filmed in Palm Springs. And I don't know. I wonder like what the rules are. Like what's the process? We actually tapped into, there's like a whole listserv of these guys called baiters who are part of this like circle jerk community. And for our video, because we were incorporating both like guys from this circle jerk community and also the models that we were working with, we created rules, which were that you can't, you can, make eye contact, you can make noise, do whatever, but you can't touch other people in the circle jerk. And I don't know if that's something that, it seems like that's probably not standard, that maybe there is some sort of like interaction, but I'd be curious to kind of go through that process and have someone being like, the curator of the event.
Yeah, I have a colleague here in the Bay that does those events regularly, and I haven't gone to them myself because some of my I have clients and people that go there too, so I just kind of keep a separation in that. And it just depends on the intention of the group. So the intention, I think, is the primary way to set the container, and then that would dictate how people interact in it. And this guy, which you know him actually, Jojo Bear, he has these groups that get together, and they do have different levels of interaction. Like some of them involve self-touch only, and some of them involve like mutual touch with people. Some of them are a little bit more, what's the word? It's not complex, but they have like a processing element to them too. And some of them are just like men massaging men just for like an experience itself. I think you can just kind of be creative with it.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, I think for people that are part of the circle jerk community, like they really enjoy it. I wonder if for other people, it doesn't feel like a jerk off, like a circle jerk is enough. Like if there's no fucking or sucking, like it doesn't count. I don't know. I feel like people might think that, and I'm kind of conscious of that when we're creating Himeros content. It's like, okay, there's kind of this hierarchy that we've built of like sexual acts. Based on, I mean, what is that? Is the fire alarm going off? The fire alarm is going off, and Finn's, I can't even hear you.
An emergency has been reported in this building.
Oh my gosh.
Cease operations and leave the building.
Can you hear this?
The nearest exit.
I totally hear this.
I'm gonna message the building manager. I'm gonna put my mic on mute for a second and carry on.
All right. So what I was saying is it feels like there's this hierarchy of sexual acts, and it's totally arbitrary. Like it's something that we've created by, I think, virtue of watching porn, that like fucking's at the top and then there's sucking, and a circle jerk is somewhere at the bottom. And it's going to be interesting to see how people receive the different circle jerk videos, if they think it's fun and satisfying, or if they're challenged by it. I did want to talk about the s'mores, which we filmed this video in front of a giant fireplace in this lodge, like I mentioned in Big Bear. And it was a really fun kind of setup. But when we were looking at the fireplace, we had this basically this like spontaneous idea to incorporate the s'mores into it, so that the guys could jerk off and then come onto the cracker and then feed the s'mores to each other. I remember when I was in, God, I think like middle school, there was this game that I never got to play, but allegedly like the jocks or different people would play, where the object was like you would jerk off, and the last person to come onto the s'more or onto the graham cracker or the cookie or whatever it is, the last person that would come would have to eat the s'more with everyone else's cum on it. And for me, this was like like my fantasy to be like invited to this game, but I never did get the invite. Anyway, so it's kind of a throwback to that. So I thought like the element of jerking off into the s'mores and feeding it to each other really elevated the video. And there's some really like cummy, slow motion, melty marshmallow shots like that are really gooey and delicious. As a side note, I was inspired to find some cum inspired recipes from this video. And it looks like Finn has to bounce out. So good luck, Finn. Apparently there's some sort of emergency going on. Good luck. Bye. So as a side note, I was inspired to find some cum inspired recipes from this video. And today I recorded a YouTube video wherein I made chocolate peanut butter semen desserts, which I think is actually a super cute date idea. So I'm going to be, I think, uploading that video tomorrow if I can finish it tonight. But there's this whole like recipe book online. I think it's called, what is it? Natural Harvest, something like that. Natural Harvest. And it's all recipes involving cum. So it was a little bit disturbing, but but you can check that out later. All right, so we're going to answer some questions from you all at home. We have 3 questions to get to tonight. It's too bad that Finn isn't here because I know he really wanted to answer some of these. Question number 1. I'm really trying to challenge myself to be more confident with myself sexually, as well as trying to find a connection with other men outside of my anonymous encounters. I recently moved to Phoenix and I found a gay male nude yoga group that does sessions at a studio professional setting. What are your thoughts on attending a class like this? And do you think it could help with breaking barriers of connecting with other guys? I think, yes, that sounds like an amazing idea. I mean, here's what I know is that people who tend to do yoga are generally pretty cool. And people who tend to be naked a lot are generally pretty cool. So if someone does yoga naked, I can almost promise that they're going to be pretty cool times pretty cool. They're going to be pretty cool squared. So I think that's a great start. I actually started Googling it to see if there's like naked yoga in my area. And apparently it's something that is in a lot of places. What a cool way to meet like-minded guys. Question number 2. This one's a little bit more ambitious. So I have a question that you've covered a little bit before. I grew up in a very religious Jehovah's Witness household. Me being able to express my true self then was often cruising secretly for sex, which back then often was a part of a secret, shameful double life that I led. I broke free from that religion 8 years ago, and I am now surrounded by friends that I love and am fully open with. Being an openly gay man, I do not, in the intelligent side of my brain, see it as shameful at all, even when occasionally secretly cruising. I am proud of who I am and the life that I live. I have had no contact with family or the friends that I grew up with from the faith, but there's still a side of me that is intrinsically ashamed by my sexuality, no matter how much I know I shouldn't be. For 21 years of my life, I was told I was wrong, and I had such negative experiences with the elders when I confessed to my homosexuality that it so deeply welded into my brain. What steps can I take to free that last side of my brain that is left within the awful religion? So as someone that was raised Catholic, I mean, I can personally relate to this question. I think it also sounds like you left the church maybe when you were 21 years old. You've only been out for 8 years. So, I mean, I think it's totally reasonable that after 8 years, you would still have some of the residual shame and, quite frankly, probably trauma from your experience of being a gay Jehovah's Witness, and what you must have gone through in that process. I mean, I'm 35 and I, have not been Catholic for a couple decades, and I still have moments where I think that shame is lingering. I've also mentioned this before, that when we were creating the marketing materials for Himeros.tv, this shame was something that we wanted to address. And what doesn't inspire me is how a lot of the gay sites are typically like, it's all black, and like it feels very secretive, and like, you're doing something wrong almost. I wanted something light and bright and welcoming for people to go to the site. And the word shame kept coming up, as in like Himeros.tv helps you break free from shame, but I didn't want to frame it in terms of the negative. So I didn't want to say like it helps you break free from shame. I wanted to frame it in terms of what it does. Not saying, there's too many negatives going on. And I couldn't find out what word it was that would embody the opposite of shame. And finally, one of the coaches said to me, it's joy. The opposite of shame is joy. So what we try to do is not make content that frees you from shame. We try to make content that is infused with joy. And I think to the extent that you can infuse joy into your sex and your sexuality, I think it really makes a big difference. So joyously and joyfully fuck. That would be my advice. And give yourself some time. It's only been 8 years. Question number 3. This is our last question. I'm gay. I'm still in the closet. Right now, I'm very desperate for a boyfriend. I don't know who to turn to. Maybe you can help me. I need all the help I can get. So I guess my question is, why are you so desperate for a boyfriend? If your life is, difficult now, I think it's going to be difficult when you have a boyfriend. Having a boyfriend has never like magically solved problems for people or make things better. I think the question might not be, how can I help you find a boyfriend? But maybe the question is like, what can you do right now to make things better for yourself, instead of putting the onus and the responsibility on someone else? What is it that you can do for yourself that will make you feel better? It sounds like you might be young. Maybe you're in school. You said you're in the closet, but you could join the theater club or somewhere where there's lots of queer people or homos. Maybe you can get the connection that you're craving there. Maybe you can get community and support there. But no, I don't think that a boyfriend is going to solve your problems or be some sort of magical solution. So make sure that you guys go to himeros.tv/pleasure to take advantage of our special $99 membership for a full year. Next week, we will be talking about a video titled On the Edge. Of course, if you guys want more from Finn, you can go to finndeerhart.com. So sorry that we lost Finn there. He will be back next week, and I look forward to seeing you then. And as always, more to come.